evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the Fun Show here at Big TV. We're having a special reunion gathering here, as for the first time in quite a while. We have the entire rotating cast of the Fun Show here. Michael Sallin behind the Kira keyboard. Kira Miner behind the Kira keyboard.
I am.
Susan Harrington sitting beside us, and I remain Arch O'Reilly. This is the January 13th edition of the Fun Show, and we're all here. And
Can I just jump right in on the most pressing piece of information?
okay, what's the most pressing?
Meghan and Harry. Meghan and Harry. They have disrupted. You thought the Brexit was taking down Britain. No. Meghan and Harry just took down Britain.
Well,
Michael, do I have permission to use my Red Sox line here?
It's up to you.
Who cares?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
No, not
Apparently
everybody.
they're doing it, they're going to transition out.
Yes, yes. Which is really interesting considering the institution that it's been. And if any two were going to affect it, it's those two.
Yeah.
And they're just very genuine. I think they can't put on the show. It's a very hard show to put on every day. And
But what, they gotta have money.
well, they've got money. Meghan's got money.
Wow.
And they got daddy's money. If they've only been taking about, what, 10%, 5% from the sovereign thing.
Well, they said his allowance
Charles,
was 6 point something
Yeah,
million.
Charles
They
is
won't
giving
be
them money.
They won't be getting any more.
Nope, but they don't
Well,
need it.
now
They'll
they
make it.
They probably don't need it, because the fact of
Yeah.
the matter is that
They wouldn't do it if they did.
you can talk about Meghan, and she's apparently just signed a contract with Disney. On the other hand, Harry is a very popular and appealing figure. Harry,
he is.
Harry will do fine. The only thing that interests me about it is that I like Harry. I like
Yes,
Harry.
me too.
Aside
He's
from
good
his being
stuff.
a prince,
And a good
I
guy.
like
He's
him.
warm.
He seems
He's
to be
never
a
been
good
a
guy.
jerk.
You know?
All right, you know what? He was, the younger days.
Okay,
he
all
made
right,
some bad,
younger days,
made some bad. And I love how you went from who cares to having a full-on opinion
Yes.
about Harry.
Yeah,
No,
went
but
Did
I-
everyone catch that contradiction?
No. It's not a contradiction. I don't care what they do relative to the
monarchy.
The monarchy, because I don't have my affection for Harry is not based on his being a prince.
That's true, but this is definitely breaking news. I think you need to concede that.
It is big news, and they're
I believe I just turned this around. Did everyone see that?
and they're calling it Mexit.
Yes.
Mexit.
Meg-
Now she wants to live here.
Well,
And he wants
their best
No,
quote,
Canada.
their best quote,
She doesn't wanna live
however,
here.
was they really long term would like to live in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
but not while Trump's the president.
I can appreciate that. And her mom's in Canada too, so.
Oh, her mother's in Canada?
Yeah.
I thought her mother was in California.
Well, she's in Canada because that's where her grandson is.
So maybe that's because they have a. Yeah, I thought the Canadian
Well, no, but
affiliation
I thought
was
her
her
yoga
mother.
studio was in California.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But the thing is that when that show Suits that
Yeah,
she was on
yep.
was filmed in Canada. So she
Okay.
had a residence in Canada.
Okay.
Obviously, mom is staying there.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's really quite aggressive to say, we want to quit, and by the way, bye, I'm going to Canada.
Yes,
You know?
it
I mean
is.
it really is. Oh look,
I'm
even
out of town.
Here, look,
He wouldn't have done it.
there's more front page news with Meghan and Harry. So I'm glad I led off with that.
All
Sorry, I
right.
didn't
But
mean to
I'm less
interrupt you.
worried about them than I am about the animals in Australia.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yes.
They're dropping food from helicopters. Did you
yes,
see that?
was interesting. Yeah.
It really was. How does that going to save them?
The ones that are alive.
Yeah.
Just to eat.
To have something
so
to eat.
food, that's okay
Yeah.
on that level.
It appears that kangaroos adapt rapidly to carrots.
Interesting.
Because they were showing the wallabies eating it. And
not their normal food source.
Starvation
but
will
telling you.
motivate most of us to eat pretty much anything.
smells good.
Those
Now,
guys-
you know my famous line that I would happily starve to death on a tofu island.
And I would wager you $100
I could live
that
on
I would
that.
hold that tofu out by week. No. By the end of the week, and you'd be like, give me the tofu here. Give me the tofu.
Wait a second, Kara, look at me. You know me better than that.
I know what it's like to be really, really hungry
I am
and
the
have your
I
insides
am
tell
the
you that you're going to
stubbornest-
die.
Well, I don't know that.
That's
actually.
and that's my point.
And the reason
and
I
I've been
don't-
telling you that.
The reason I don't know that is because I have never been hungry in my life.
Exactly.
I once realized I hadn't eaten anything for 3 days.
Ah,
I was depressed.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't eaten anything for 3 days. So I decided, okay, this is a good start. Let's see how long it takes to get hungry.
oh.
And after 6 days
Yeah,
Okay.
you got hungry.
of eating nothing, I decided I'd better eat for my health.
Because and that's survival.
But I still wasn't hungry.
Didn't
What
matter.
about
It's
drinking some
survival.
water?
Were you drinking water?
Huh?
Mike wants to know if you're drinking water.
I was drinking
Okay, you're
water.
staying
Oh,
hydrated.
well,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, so did I say that this was
date?
This was the 13th?
Yeah,
Yep, you did.
The
Mhm.
13th edition, and
And then I jumped right in with Meghan and Harry.
It's my lovely sister-in-law, although my brother doesn't get this program, but my lovely sister-in-law's birthday. I won't reveal her
birthday.
age.
an adult woman.
Yes, mature. She has to be married to my brother.
Actually, I think whether we should say a fond and, believe it or not, appreciative farewell to Cory Booker and Julian Castro.
okay.
I thought
Are
he
they
would
out?
hang on a little more. I really did.
So wait, so Corey's gone, Camilla's
Cory.
gone, Marianne's gone.
Yep, right in the beginning,
Thank
Jay.
heavens.
She didn't
How'd
even
she ever-
get any leg. She didn't.
How'd she
it
ever
was
stay
like-
in there?
It was like everyone started like she tripped at the beginning of the line, and everybody kept going. And she was supposed to do more than that.
Now what I don't,
She was?
I thought Pete bailed.
Who?
No,
Pete
isn't he?
Buttigieg, but
No,
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 he's still he's one of the
he's
top
number
4.
two.
He's on
yeah,
the
he's
top.
in the top 4.
He's
So then there's some other guy that left.
Well, who's after Booker? Who's the other name you said besides Booker?
What was Camilla?
Castro.
Is Castro? there?
Castro is
Oh,
Is that
that's
who
it.
you're thinking of?
Okay.
he's a pretty good person, Castro.
They're down now to
I thought you hated Booker.
they're down to a dozen.
Okay. I thought you had issues with Cory Booker. Like I feel like you said something ill
Well,
will
I
at the
did.
beginning
I
of
had,
this.
He's okay.
I had some issues with him.
Okay.
Probably not as many as I do with Joe Biden.
Okay.
We
What did
still
Joe
have
do?
the former governor of Massachusetts running.
Oh,
What?
Bill Weld?
No, not well, we know, but this is the
Oh,
other
you're
one.
talking about Duvall. He's not going to run.
He is running.
He's running.
He's not really going to run.
He's running.
I don't. You know what? He's not in the top 4.
He's
Well, the thing is, there's a
Is he
difference
like
between
16?
running and competing.
Okay. I guess that's the word I should have used.
Yes, he's run.
He's not competing.
Right, he's run, and he shouldn't compete.
Well, is he the reason Cory Booker lost, like, his
Cory
momentum?
Booker gave a very honest appraisal. He said, "There's no longer a path for me to win. You know, I'm not going to be on the debate stage. I don't have enough money to gear up
That's the big
to a
one.
winning campaign."
Okay.
In other words, he, unlike some other people, was a realist. You know, there's another 6 candidates in there who ought to do exactly the
Well,
same
it's
thing.
like Duvall. Why is he?
What about
well, Bloomberg? Bloomberg. You were going to say Bloomberg.
I like Bloomberg.
I heard a
oh,
lot.
I just saw on television Judge Judy
endorsed him.
She endorsed
Yeah.
him. That's right.
I didn't even know she had power like that. Like
She doesn't have.
You know
See,
what? You
but
know
they
what
but they
that's
made
like?
it news.
You know what that's
they
like?
made it news like it was relevant. Like
But
Judge Judy's
you know what
opinion
that's
was,
exactly like? It's exactly like Dennis Rodman endorsing Trump.
Yes, agreed. Agreed.
Because
Holla.
Judge Judy is the major #1 embarrassment to the American Bar Association. I mean,
no.
couldn't they pay her enough to get out of the public eye and embarrass the profession of the law?
I mean,
No, there's a lot more
she's making
embarrassing
$17 million
attorneys.
a year.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Jerry's glad he remarried her.
Ha!
Jerry who?
Her
That's her
husband.
husband.
Other guy.
They were married, and then they got divorced.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Is
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld is not married to Judge
No,
Judy.
Jerry. No, what is she? Scheinfeld.
Scheinfeld.
Seinfeld. Whatever her last name is his last name.
Jerry
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
not Jerry Steinfeld.
It's Seinfeld.
Because he was
Yeah.
a judge too.
Was he?
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
she's not a judge.
He's a real judge.
So
Yeah.
was she. They were real judges.
No, and she
I'm
used to
sure
come
she
out
got
and sing
thrown
in
off the
theater.
court.
No, she didn't.
Oh, she had
left,
to be.
No, she left to do
The
this
way
show.
she behaves, she wouldn't be allowed to sit in a real bench for 5 minutes.
That's why.
What did she
that's
do
how
that
they
offended you so bad?
Every time she opens her mouth, she's haughty, she's dismissive, she's anything but legal.
Go home
Interesting.
and Google. There's a piece they did on her either on 60 Minutes or one of those shows, and they showed her in court. She was worse there than she is on television.
In court.
As I say,
Well, that's probably how she got the gig in the
if-
first
that's
what I'm
place.
saying.
if she didn't get thrown out of the court, then there's something wrong with the court system.
Oh, there's already something wrong with the court system.
Yeah.
Well, we know about that.
What state was she from?
New
originally?
York.
New York.
The city?
Oh, she's
Was she in
feisty.
the city?
Yeah.
I guess that's okay.
You get used to it.
That's
You
in
do.
family court.
You
That's
get
why
used
she
to it.
has the same manners as Donald Trump.
Yep.
Right?
There you go.
And
His
Jerry
manners are worse.
Seinfeld, for that matter. You know?
Yeah, he was mean to Kesha.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a short break and
Clean up
and
the table.
This week, Susan is going to take the necrology.
Well, here's
I
this
can handle
first
it.
one. I'm not familiar with him because I never watched, but it's Silvio Horta. He was, 45? He was a screenwriter for Ugly Betty, and he committed suicide.
Yep.
Aww. How
Poor
old is he?
thing.
Does it
He
say?
was 45.
45.
45.
Yep.
Now, Buck Henry, I loved him. Oh my gosh, he was a screenwriter. He wrote. He worked on The Graduate. He worked on Kevin
Saturday
Can
Nights.
Wait. He hosted Saturday Night Live 10 times. That's what flew around.
And wrote material.
And he appeared in most of the movies that he wrote.
Yeah, and The Graduate
And he
and Catch 22.
he
Oh, wow.
co-originated and wrote Get Smart,
Get Smart.
the TV series.
Don Adams, dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And he originated the role of Emil in Jeffrey Hatch's 3 Viewings. Oh, it's one of my favorite
Hey, you
plays.
really know.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, this is why I was okay letting go of my role tonight.
And Ed Burns. I remember that show. You're too young. Kooky from
Kooky,
77.
lend me your
Sunset
comb.
Strip.
You're right.
Kooky, lend me your comb.
77 Sunset Strip.
Yep, I remember watching
my
that.
goodness.
Yeah, he was 87.
He played a teen idol.
Yep.
Long hair. He
Okay.
was always pulling out a comb and combing his hair.
Because
and
that was the show that Roger Smith was on. That
Yeah.
Anne Margaret's husband, and then Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.
Just to make us feel old, tell us how old he was.
He was 87.
Wow.
My kids like that program.
You know, this is a testament to why you should hang out with people, you know, if not your own age, in your same like decade. Because it's so much nicer to have a conversation with somebody who can remember everything that you can versus a
Or most of
millennial
it.
when you reference like Goonies and they're like, what?
Yeah.
What's the Goonies? How do you not know stuff like? And yet you guys have been like, what's the Goonies too, right? But everyone in my generation would be like, of course the Goonies.
Well, you know, Paul McCartney was on something. He said there was someone. He was talking about this. The band that he was with, and they said, "You mean you were with a band? Oh, you mean Wings?" They knew nothing about the Beatles.
Nothing.
That's
Nothing about
funny.
the Beatles.
All right, I'm sorry, those kids are brain dead.
There's just so much information that years ago it was concentrated. You read the newspaper and that's what you had. Now you can read anything about everything and you don't have to read anything you don't want to and you can still feel like you got the
which
news.
means leaves you ignorant.
You know, it's a different information.
No, the thing is that you know, I knew legitimate history and popular culture and all that kind of stuff from long before I was born.
Okay.
You know, and
Well, that's
most
because
people
it interests
did.
you.
Huh?
It's because it interested you. And if it's not, they're not relating to it at all. They're not interested unless they can find something
one time-
related about
I mean,
it.
the equivalent of what you're saying is that they don't recognize these things is like somebody of my generation being totally ignorant of the Marx Brothers or Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
You know,
Well, they know who Belichick and Tom is years from now.
yeah.
What do you think?
They'll know Belichick if they live in this area.
They'll know Belichick almost anywhere if they have any interest in football.
Right, and if you
What
don't have
if
an
Tom-
interest in football, then why would you
what-
know that information, right?
Yeah.
But if Tom decides, after he retires, decides to run for governor in this state,
Well,
He's going to run as a Republican, so.
he won't live in this state.
He's going to go back to California.
we'll see.
Especially to be near his mother.
Yeah, you're right, but
Yeah,
we'll see. You're
considering,
right.
you know.
Anyways, that's
Did we make a wager on that?
I mean, here's the thing: his
We
mother.
made a wager on that.
We have a wager on whether he retires
Yes.
well. Does he have
But
to
it-
be one more Super Bowl? Does he have to have that ring? One more.
or not. Has
ring?
to have for what?
One more ring for his records.
Well, one more wouldn't make sense because that would be 7, and you have 10 fingers minus 2 thumbs. Ideally, you'd want 8.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he comes
Right?
up with it. Boy, he comes up.
I'll tell you though, I'm feeling pretty good about Mike Vrabel.
So am I. Yeah.
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Who's that?
Mike Vrabel was a very great player for the Patriots in the
Okay.
old days. He was a linebacker who they used on offense all the time. I think he caught like 6 touchdown patches as a defensive player. But he's now the coach of the Tennessee Titans,
Okay.
who knocked the Patriots out of the playoffs.
Gotcha.
And then proceeded to beat the Ravens, who were supposed to be the best team in football.
All right.
And so now they're on their way to Kansas City to see if they can make it to
The
the
next
Super
football
Bowl.
movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna see that's gonna be the next football movie.
Well, talking about football, tonight,
Yeah.
you folks, if you're interested, can watch LSU and Clemson.
It's a hell of a game.
And Clemson kind of flew beneath the radar all year, in
But-
spite of the fact that they're defending national champions.
yeah.
And now they're in the championship game against LSU.
My niece went to law school at LSU. My niece went. That's where she went to law school.
Cool.
LSU.
Is
She
she a
got a
lawyer?
Juris Doctorate. Yeah.
And where does she practice now?
She got her doctorate in Texas, and she's teaching it at Texas University.
The University of Texas in Austin?
No, in Arlington.
Oh, okay.
I was there for a summer. I took courses there at LSU.
Arlington?
LSU.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Mike
it is
the
now
Tiger.
time for the Big TV Unrehearsed Thespian Society's presentation for this evening. And it is a new play. And Michael is hiding. He's sitting this one out. He doesn't
gonna
want me
keep
to
us
say he's
company.
the author of this piece of
Right.
historic fiction. And it is entitled The New Year's Play. 3 actors, 1 male, 2 females. The play takes place in an assisted living residence overlooking the Brookline waterfall.
All right.
Action.
So this is our New Year's Eve party.
That we are planning, and everybody's in pajamas.
Well, that's a nice idea, but I'd prefer a bathrobe.
That's old hat.
Couple of guys wearing those caps and flaps.
Nobody wears them now.
Except when we're sunbathing.
But it's winter here.
Never-ending delight.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
Hey, let's all join in.
What, no toast?
Okay, to impeachment.
You're spoiling the
fine.
party. Let's not talk about impeachment. You're spoiling the party.
Yeah. Drink to long life instead.
Ah, corny. We already got that.
How about the great health then?
Be quiet and enjoy your drink.
Okay, but who's judging our evening attire of PJs?
What's the prize?
Oh, who cares?
Free meals at our new home.
Not funny.
It's a surprise, friends.
Anybody wear a negligee?
I'm wearing see-through clothes.
We do also need entertainment.
So, just turn up the heat.
And groups must be integrated.
Singing groups.
Singing groups must be integrated.
Yeah.
I put them in. No jugglers if you've been drinking.
Enough of the peach easy stuff.
Yeah, he's had a few.
Maybe we can interview our own travelers.
Yeah, how about life on those big ships?
Besides eating and gambling,
What they liked about Fiji, or
Sure, it's Chelsea, Watertown. Let's talk exciting places.
there's magic over there.
A woman makes things disappear.
Well, like beets and a boyfriend who eats peanuts?
Wise guy, it's not nice.
Erica said champagne.
We'd never last until 12 o'clock.
Any game? How about chaperone?
Under B17, that could be it.
Forget it.
This is really complicated.
Keep it simple and good-natured.
Maybe we should choose the winner.
Costumes could get torn.
Everybody's gonna have good memories.
Look, we'll see each other the next day.
Don't guarantee anything.
But people like to be prepared.
True, but who can predict the future?
Just make a list of possible entertainers.
You're dreaming.
You're gonna get a big crowd. We'll get lots of volunteers.
You actually believe yourself.
We can always send for pizza. That's for a funeral.
But you keep saying there's lots of talent.
Somebody can make an easy meal or bake a cake.
Or paint a picture, right?
You kill me.
Before we know it, it'll be New Year's Day.
Music and dancing.
Rebecca and Erica and quiz show.
Gambling?
Why? I just thought so. The quiz show.
Do me a favor and keep it to yourself.
You want me to quit?
Sorry, we're just worried about you.
Over residents who will have pajamas on?
We could have more prizes.
How about the most unique?
The ugliest?
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, these are our friends.
You got that right.
We've already got some great stuff.
And we're tired.
Tomorrow's another day.
We'll be fresh.
Not if we go to exercise class.
Why not imitate that for laughs? Then we'll all go to sleep.
Maybe they're already sleeping.
We're better than this.
Sounds to me like we've had enough.
It could be a colossal mistake.
Fear gets you nowhere.
Think positive.
This part will succeed.
The residents are great.
We believe it.
Right.
So, no more negativity.
Is that a real word?
Who cares?
We can do it.
I feel better already.
And that is without using your brain.
That's no compliment.
We're all in this together.
It's going to be the finest celebration.
Am I standing on your foot?
You think you know everything.
We've got people here who are wise.
Beyond their years?
A prize for the wisest and oldest.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's humiliating.
Everything I suggest you ate.
Hey, don't bring that up again.
How about the best meal we've had here?
Oh, and the laundry.
Doesn't sound like New Year's Eve.
Everyone had to write a New Year's resolution.
Good, but no names.
And we can discuss them in groups.
And then a prize for the best one.
Our prize is all you care about.
If you must know, yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Just remember, there's a lot of time.
Yeah, we got all the way to next year.
Blackout.
We could read
Well done, drunk Arch. I liked it.
I'm drunk.
You sound like every movie Tina Fey does.
She's hiccuping after listening to you. I'm hiccuping.
You're hiccuping.
Come back in.
Come back in.
Now that's the other tragedy. They've done a third remake of Dr. Dolittle. But this time they've made him a sex symbol.
Oh, because it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
I want to see it, though. I didn't know why I wanted to see it, so maybe... I don't know. I've never liked Robert Downey Jr. before.
Well, the thing is, they keep getting better and better and better special effects
I
and
was gonna say,
animation,
yeah.
and
Yes.
that's probably why they do it. And
And if he sings
You
like
know.
in the original Dr. Dolittle.
it's not exactly
I don't think
it's
they're
not
singing
exactly
it.
a classic. So
I mean, the Rex
Dr.
Harrison one.
Dr. Dolittle is a classic.
okay.
Thank
Okay.
you. You guys know.
Well, I heard they
He
muffed up
talks
cats.
to the animals. Yes, they did. They actually.
I heard they really
Why though? I didn't look into it. I missed that.
Something about the special effects because they should have been looking like cat paws, but it was their hands and some other stuff. Someone said they just
They
jacked
tried. They didn't try hard enough for for what it was.
Incidentally, in a complete
Segue.
rude segue, we should acknowledge the fact that this is the centennial of women's suffrage.
True.
Thank you for
The
acknowledging this.
19th Amendment.
Right on,
Okay.
ladies.
And as my sister said, unfortunately, in effect, it really was only suffrage for white Western European ladies. I read a very
It's
interesting.
always a start. You got to start somewhere.
Well, the interesting thing is that the 19th Amendment is very, very clear and should have extended suffrage to all women from its wording. But then, as now, there was a lot of clever subverting of the Constitution. To ignore the Constitution, to subvert the Constitution, to find a way not to do it. And on a related topic, I've just read a very, very interesting column entitled, "I'm Not Non-White." Have you seen that?
No.
It's written by a person who says, I'm black. I've always been black. I'm proud to be black. We went from being slaves to Negroes to Afro-Americans to African-Americans. I'm not...
Well, in between there, we were colored. We
Oh,
were colored for a while.
He wasn't allowed
we
to
were
say
black.
that.
I'm not non-white.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know.
here's another article similar to what you're talking about, assessing the patchy track of facial recognition.
Which doesn't work on
It's a segue.
on people who are,
The police are trying to use it against criminals. It's
Well,
not working too well.
Well,
It will in the future.
it's probably not.
It's going to be very
progr-
dangerous in the future.
It's probably not progressive of me to say, but the fact of the matter is, isn't that what cops with good observation skills and good memories are doing all the time? I mean, when one human being, if you don't have that odd disorder, when one human being looks at another, they're engaging in facial recognition. When they pass out posters with people's pictures on them, and now they have wanted people on their phones and stuff.
Yes, but the facial recognition, you can scan through, like cameras. So if a camera buzzes a convenience store,
Yeah, but if
there it is. That's not
But
like
in the
a
old-
cop being in the convenience store. It's the camera. So if that camera's looking at 1,000 different things, a cop can only look at one face. The camera can look at.
So, I don't see from a civil liberties standpoint the difference.
The
In
Chinese-
the old days, you had neighborhood cops on the street corner, and everybody that they didn't know who walked by, they spotted.
See, it works in
Small
China. It
towns,
works
for sure.
better in China because they have so many millions of cameras to catch the front of this part. The front.
And another thing,
And then you got to get dead on.
almost all of them are Chinese.
Unfortunately, at this point.
What do you
that-
mean,
that makes sense.
unfortunately?
Yeah, I mean, but
Well, in China, that's how it should
a
be.
guy
What, that you're
says
Chinese?
Correct, right? Makes
it-
sense.
But
It
the
comes
problem,
down-
the problem is it's much more difficult for this system to take in all the different ethnic
like-
and national groups, So given the fact that out of the, what is it now, 1 billion,
1.3 billion. Yeah.
1.3 billion people in China, they have a slight advantage because probably 1.2 billion of those are Chinese.
Got it.
And they get most of these people in the systems that they're using over there. They say they can make it work.
Well, that's the other thing. The thing is capturing and storing
Yeah.
this kind of information bothers me. I have made a conservative.
Oh, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem.
I've made a
You
concerted.
didn't do anything dirty in your past.
No, but it doesn't even have to be that. I have made a concerted effort my whole moderately long life
Yeah.
to never have my fingerprints taken.
Ah, but I have a question about that.
Yes.
We're going to save it for next week.
Why?
No, there
'Cause
is
we're
no
almost
next.
out.
No, we have a minute and a half.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
Oh, no, because I don't want us to. I wanted you to think about it.
I'm counting the green.
Okay, how did you have a firearm without having to give your fingerprints?
It wasn't required.
Okay, so what year did they start requiring fingerprints
I don't
for?
know.
He didn't just say he didn't know, did he?
Yes.
No.
He admitted something that we didn't.
I don't
we have to
know.
face
No, you
up to
don't.
this.
I
It's
don't
something
know.
that he didn't
I
know.
can't believe he didn't know the answer to
Hey,
this.
folks, here's something that he
Susan,
didn't
they're
know.
picking on you.
Okay, you all
Wait,
heard
we
this.
love him.
Susan Harrington.
You have an extra week to think about it.
Arch O'Reilly. Kira Miner. Michael Salmon at the
Salmon.
keyboard.
Because there's no
Oh, because it's a holiday.
it's a holiday.
Happy MLK Day.
MLK Day.
Oh.
7 and 13 is 20, and it's the holidays the 20th.
We'll see you in a
All
couple
right,
weeks.
2
then.
weeks.
2 weeks.
Make it 2.
Write in for suggestions
Next
of
week-
things you want to
ne-
hear us talk about.
What's
Next week,
week's
celebrate
MLK
Martin
Day.
Luther King Day.
Okay.
That's it. I guess that's it.